Welcome to the Creator Series. This series is brought to you by SocialBook and was made with small content creators in mind. These videos will cover a range of different topics, and I'll share my tips and advice on how to grow your YouTube channel, how to get monetized, and also free tools and resources that you can use to make the most out of your content. In my previous video, I covered how to get monetized on YouTube. I listed the requirements and what reviewers look for, and also gave tips on how to reach the 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hour requirement. So if you're interested in watching that video, I will link it in the cards up above and in the description box down below. Today's video is very exciting. I will be sharing free softwares that you can use to create thumbnails and even remove backgrounds from photos and videos. Let's talk about thumbnails. This is basically the cover page of your video on your channel. The first thing people will see are your thumbnails. So think of it like a portfolio. And as I said before, humans have an attention span of 8 to 12 seconds. The thumbnail really is the first impression, and you want it to draw in viewers. You want people to click on your video, but you don't want to use clickbait. You don't want to lie to people and discredit yourself. It will just harm your channel in the long run. I'm super excited to talk about SocialBook's free thumbnail maker. You can make thumbnails right from your browser and save them to your computer. You don't have to download anything, no plugins, no software installation. They have a bunch of different templates depending on the occasion, the topic of your video, the style that you want. They also have stock images and free images that you can use. You do not have to be a graphic designer to make enticing thumbnails. Of course, it helps to know like color theory, it looks good together, shapes, fonts. As a beginner, you can just experiment, see what you like, take inspiration from other content creators, do your best to convey what your video is about, add your own personal touch, and just have fun with it. So I'm going to show you how to use SocialBook's thumbnail maker, so let's get right into it. I also wanted to add that SocialBook had a major revamp on the user interface, and it looks so much cleaner and easier to navigate in my opinion. I like that you can minimize these tabs if they're distracting and you want to see more of your screen. So in SocialBook, you're going to click on Growth Tools. This is where you can find all of the services they provide, such as the thumbnail maker, the YouTube thumbnail templates, Instagram templates, the photo background remover, and video background remover. So this is what SocialBook's thumbnail maker looks like. I think it's very easy to use and straightforward, but if this all looks new to you, that is perfectly fine. There's no judgment. We are all here to learn. So let's go over this left tab. As I said before, they have a bunch of different templates for you to choose from. So if you're not sure how you want your thumbnail to look, you can search for inspiration and use a pre-made one and edit it to your liking. So let's just try a travel vlog, for example. We can look through all of these and choose one. Let's just remove these. I'll use camping as an example. Let's say this was your first camping trip and you really wanted to vlog the experience. I'll just put my first camping trip. And you can change the font. There's so many fonts to choose from. So go ham. So you want it to be readable even on mobile devices. So on YouTube, there's usually a timestamp in the bottom right corner. So you don't really want to put any text there or important parts of your video there because people won't see it on your thumbnail. So you want to avoid this area. I move the text up here just so it's more visible. The cool thing about this thumbnail maker is that you can right click and you can copy an image, duplicate it, delete it. You can send images or fonts backwards or forwards, so you can layer stuff and create like really dynamic thumbnails. You can add a filter on the image, you can adjust the brightness, contrast, saturation, etc. You can crop the photo, you can flip the photo or set it as the background. So I'm going to add an element and let's add a circle. I'm gonna bring this back. That already added something. You can also add your own photos, so you don't have to use these stock photos. You can upload them straight from your computer, which is really nice. This bar has different kinds of options. This is to bind a profile from your connected channels. So basically it will bring the data from your connected accounts to the image. I feel like these two are most useful for a media kit. So this is to duplicate the page if you want to work on different drafts, make small changes, and see which one you like better. This is to clear the layers. You can clear layers, delete page, save as a template, download, and add a new page. If you like your thumbnails to look consistent, it's really cool that you can save it as a template and make changes with every video. So let's delete this and make a new page. One of my favorite templates is this one right here. I think it's so cute. I would definitely use this as like a transition for titles and descriptions within my videos. I like how simple and aesthetic it is, and the color scheme too. So along with templates, you can also use backgrounds. I've noticed that some backgrounds are not the highest quality, so if you can find a high quality background, you can just upload it from there. You can also just use a solid color as your background. There's also charts. I feel like these have to do with binding. I think it would look cool depending on the type of video you're making. Maybe it's about like statistics, analytical stuff, finance. Having a chart on your thumbnail could look cool. Even if you don't need to make a thumbnail, I think this thumbnail maker is also great for graphics within your video and also your YouTube header. If you don't already have one or you want to change it up, there's a lot of options for you to choose from. You can put your upload schedule, what kind of videos you make, and like a cute picture or graphic. There's so many different thumbnail styles you can make. And when you add your own pictures, I think it'll look even cooler. I think I went over the basics of the thumbnail maker, but if you do have any other questions or concerns, do leave them in the comments down below and I'll try to get to them. Along the same lines as photo editing, you may find that in a photo, maybe the background doesn't look aesthetically pleasing or it's distracting and you want to remove it. SocialBook actually has a tool to remove the background of photos and videos, which I thought was really interesting because removing backgrounds and videos is very time consuming and a little bit complicated. So we're gonna click here. Here's some examples that they provide to show you how it works. As you can see, it did a pretty good job of removing the background on this image. I'm going to upload this thumbnail. So as you can see, it did a good job of taking away the background, but it does leave this image right here. So what you can do is click on edit. And this is where you can erase any parts that you don't want to keep, or you can even restore it. So let's erase this. And there you go. You can also restore anything you wanted to keep. And I think this is super cool for beginners who don't have Photoshop and don't want to like manually go around the image, because that can be very time consuming depending on how complex the background is. After you remove the background, you can also edit it in the thumbnail maker. Let's do another image. So it asks you these captchas just to make sure that you're a real human being and not a robot. So as you can see, it still included this little part of my chair, and I can easily remove that. There we go. Save this and use it in your thumbnail. So some tips I have for this is the more simple the background is, the more cleaner it will look when it's removed. This is a given even when you're editing it yourself, and especially if there's a big contrast between the subject and the background, the system will be able to detect it and remove it. So I'll show you the video background remover. This is still in beta, so there will definitely be more updates, and it might not stay like this. So let me show you some of their examples. Click preview. There we go. You can also add a color as the background, or even an image, which is really cool. I'm not sure how often you would use this, but it is a cool tool to have. Also, the longer the clip is, the lower the quality is, unless you upgrade and buy the SocialBook Pro plan, which I'll cover in a future video. I like that there's no watermarks, you don't have to download an extra software, and it's pretty simple to use. If you'd like to start using SocialBook and take advantage of their free tools and resources, I'll leave my link in the description box. And that is it for this video. I hope I was able to introduce you to some free tools that you'd be interested in using for your own channel. If there are some free resources that you'd like to share, please leave them in the comments down below. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!